listening to the Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment Podcast.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode number 15 of Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment. I'm Noah Cross. Joining us today, as you see, your screen is packed, and if you're listening, you'll hear a lot of different voices, is myself, Noah Cross, my best friend, Tyler Bard. Joe is with us. Kyle is
your
with us.
Your second best friend.
Second best friend, absolutely. And Yankee fan. Kyle is with us, good friend from high school. Dylan is with us, good friend that we met. Obviously, all of us share a love for one thing, and that is wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you'd like to call it. No one's going to fight me on that. I said sports entertainment. Wow. Okay.
I'll let it go. I mean, we don't have to fight right out the gate.
Fair enough. That's different than the last show. So
yeah, we were fighting a lot on that last show.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and this episode is all about, obviously, AEW, but more importantly, the upcoming show, AEW Full Gear. Hello, Ovi. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, my friend. AEW Full Gear is coming up this weekend. I know I'm excited, so I just want to get a quick view of how we're all feeling. Tyler, lead us off, please. How are you feeling about Full Gear this weekend? Excited? How do you feel?
Very excited, Mr. Cross. I can't wait to get started here. There is just a host of matches that are going to be exciting to watch. And one I am definitely most looking forward to is MJF versus Chris Jericho.
Yes, good. Kyle, what do you think?
I'm also really excited for the pay-per-view, but my match that I'm looking at personally is FTR versus the Young Bucks. That's going to be match of the night. I'm so excited.
I love it. Dylan?
Oh, AEW always delivers. I'm always excited for this. Full Gear is going to be great. I think the match I'm most excited for, Kenny Omega, the Cleaner versus Hangman.
Nice. And
Joe likes Hangman.
I'm just happy to be here.
Glorious. I love it. I'll say I'm looking forward to the show. Obviously, I think it's going to be a great show. The match I would say I'm looking forward to the most is going to be Cody versus Darby Allin. I'm a big Cody fan. I love Darby Allin. And I'm excited to see those two work together. But this is all about predictions this episode, us telling you what we think might happen. So everyone who's listening with us live, please join us. Share with us who you think is going to win these matches. Share with us what your match you're looking forward to the most. Let's have a conversation, and let's get rolling on our predictions here for AEW Full Gear, which will start off with the buy-in, the pre-show of AEW, and that'll be John Silver versus Orange Cassidy. I'm looking forward to this match. Do I think it's going to be – it doesn't really mean a lot. It's just going to be fun, to be honest. It's going to be a fun match to watch. Two guys who can go in there and tear the ring up. So let's hear it first. Dylan, who do you think is going to take this first match?
I'm going to go with Orange Cassidy. I feel like it's a little predictable, but, I mean, it is the buy-in pre-show. Orange Cassidy's going to – I think both of them can put on a good match, but I think for a pre-show match, Orange Cassidy gets it done.
Absolutely, and I agree with you there. It's a good match. Probably a predictable. We'll see what everybody else has to say. Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Orange Cassidy's getting the dub in this, but I do feel like that more of it being a good match, I think it's going to be the comedy match of the show.
Fair enough. Joe, how are you feeling about this one, my friend?
I don't know anything about any of the things that are happening right now. I do know who Orange Cassidy is, and everything you guys have said checks out from my limited knowledge. And since I don't know who John for Silver is, and since the silver means you're coming in second, I'll take Orange Cassidy for the gold.
Joe, you see,
solid pick.
That was poetic justice right there, Joe. I respected that so much. And just to clarify for everybody here, Joe likes wrestling. He's a big wrestling fan. The only knowledge he has of AEW is what he sees on Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment. So we have Joe here to just see how well he does, and he did fairly well in the last show. So we hope
second. He beat you.
He beat me. Joe got more matches correct than the host. And I mean, the show is literally my last name, and Joe did a better job at picking. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Tyler, what do you think of our opening contest here for the buy-in?
I love to be the one who picks opposite from everyone else, but I'm not an idiot. Yeah. I don't want to get out to an immediate 0-1 deficit. I got to take Orange Cassidy in this one. I think Silver's going to hurt himself more than Cassidy's going to do anything to him. He's going to crack himself through the wall and put himself over the top ropes and put himself under the apron. He's going to hurt himself a billion times, and Cassidy will just, capitalize and get the W.
Absolutely. I'd agree with all of you. This is a wash. Orange Cassidy is going to win this match, if you ask me. At least we all picked him. So no matter who wins, we're all going to have the same points at the end of this one. As Kyle said, it's going to be a fun match. I think it'll be more comedic than anything. I'm looking forward to seeing an orange punch, as you know how much I love that move. It's Tyler's favorite move too. So I'm excited to see where that goes. So that's going to be the buy-in there to hopefully entice us to want to purchase the show and this show AEW Full Gear, as we will open up our predictions for the main card here with a match that Kyle's looking forward to the most, the World Tag Team Championship match with FTR and the Young Bucks. And remember, the stipulation here is if the Young Bucks lose, they can never challenge for the Tag Team Championships again. Kyle, what do you think of this one, my friend?
See, this one was rough for me to figure out because going into it before the stip was made, I totally thought it was all FTR. Then they put the stip on, and my thought from that was they're not going to do that with multiple people from the Elite, right? Like Cody can't challenge for the world title. They wouldn't do that to the Bucks too. So I was kind of struggling with picking that, but I think I'm leaning towards the Bucks. I think the Bucks have it this time.
Fair enough. Yeah, that stipulation, as you said, is a big game changer. A lot of people could have, really said FTR, made it easy. They sort of just won not too long ago. Why not let them keep it? But that stipulation, as you said, changes things up a lot, for sure. Dylan, what are you thinking of this one, my friend?
Well, this is a dream match from how long ago? 4 years ago when they started clashing on Twitter.
When FTR became a thing.
Yeah, in NXT. I'm super excited for this match. I am just nervous that they're going to use FTR as an afterthought if they lose this match. They just won the titles very recently. I want to pick them, but then again, I also want to see the Young Bucks challenge for the titles. I think they're that good of a team. They could have any team face them and put on a good match. So for that reason, I'm going with the Young Bucks.
Very nice. Very nice. Tyler, what are you thinking?
Yeah, you're both making complete sense. When there was no stipulation on it, this was easy. FTR was going to absolutely win this match. But with this stipulation, it makes me think the Young Bucks are going to win. But I don't agree with you in the mindset, Dylan, that they're going to be an afterthought after they lose this title. I think they win them back shortly after that. I think this will be an exchanging of titles, that it'll just keep these two will be fighting each other for the titles for a while. But I too have chosen the Young Bucks to win this fight.
I'd be all in for that.
All in. Good one.
Fantastic. As you know, I'm a big fan of the puns. All right, Joe, let's hear it, sir.
Question: if the Young Bucks can never challenge FTR, or can never challenge for the tag team titles?
The titles.
Ever, if they lose the match.
Correct.
Okay, so FTR is going to win, and then they're going to spend some weeks trying to figure out how they can beat the system on them never being able to challenge again. You know why they're going to do that? Because they can.
Why? Because they're the Young Bucks and they're the co-vice presidents of the company? Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. I mean, the stipulation is a trick, you guys. Don't you get it?
Listen, you've been watching wrestling for a long time.
The Bucks are gonna listen. I've been watching wrestling since the early '80s. This is classic too, where they throw a caveat in, and you're like, they'll never go through with it now. They will. Then in a couple weeks, they'll be out in the center of the ring, and they'll explain how there was something in the contract, blah blah blah, and it's all good now, or whatever the case. I'm telling you, FTR wins this one.
Now, Joe, this ain't your mama's wrestling company. This is AEW. They don't play by WWE's rules.
Right. It's like Game of Thrones, where you just kill off anybody with no rhyme or reason.
Right. It's a completely different
beast. Let me ask you this. Does anybody care if the Young Bucks never get a tag team title again? Are you going to like them any less?
I guess that's fair. They won't lose. Right. They won't lose any sort of.
They're picking on the fact that you won't care either way, and they don't have to put them in championship matches because they can't. See how that works?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Joe. I like how you're thinking, but I just don't agree.
I agree, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to dive in here, and I might have a controversial opinion because I'm going to disagree with the majority of the group, but I'm going to pick FTR as well. And it's simply going off of we've seen moments in the past where we've had wrestlers with these stipulations that are a little bit ludicrous and saying you can never challenge for this again. And then they have some match where they just challenge, say like, oh, if you win this match, we'll take that away, or we'll do this, or we'll do that. So I don't see it mattering. I'm going to give the championships to FTR here. I think they're going to beat the Young Bucks, and I do see the Young Bucks weaseling their way back into a championship picture eventually. I just see them losing at Full Gear this weekend.
Yeah, it looks like Ovi seems to agree with me. They are going to be changing the titles back and forth. And he also said that it makes no sense to make that stipulation. And I assume was speaking to Joe, they wouldn't make the stipulation to just dismiss it a few weeks later. But I don't know. They are a different beast. It could happen where the Bucks try to weasel their way out of this stipulation a few weeks later. We've seen wrestlers do that in the past. Where there's like, well, look at the fine print, and they hold up their contract and it says, except if they lose to FTR or something like that on the bottom of the contract. So anything is possible.
Absolutely.
And this is a comment. Let's just really quickly address this. It says AEW and WWE are the same thing when it comes to stipulations and matches. It's sports entertainment. No, AEW is wrestling. WWE is sports entertainment. Thank you very much.
As I described at the beginning, I referred to it as sports entertainment. So we'll leave it at that. But I did want to ask Kyle. Kyle, what do you think of the stipulation here? And I'm asking Kyle because Kyle, I know, watches lots of wrestling, and he knows much more about wrestling than I do. We talk wrestling all the time. Kyle, what did you think of the stipulation being here? Like, do you agree that it's kind of just stupid? Like, it's kind of not. They didn't need it.
I have no real issue with it. It doesn't really bother me one way or the other. I think it makes the match either more predictable or to put possibly a stupid swerve at the end of it where you just decide I'm not going to stick with the stip. I think that AEW kind of have a little bit more integrity than that, considering how the Cody one has gone so far. He has yet to be like, oh, I'm going to go challenge for the world title just because I can, even though you can't. It's not like that. I feel like if they were to lose, they would stick to it, but I also feel like it doesn't really matter to me.
Because they have good writers.
Gotcha.
I mean,
all right.
They know what they're doing.
We're predicting Full Gear. We're predicting Full Gear. Very good.
I didn't start it.
Okay, fair. I understand.
Real quick. What's to stop the Young Bucks from deforming and reforming as the Young Bucks, Young Bucks. They could just be TYB going forward. Maybe these guys have a new logo they want to unveil.
That would be funny.
I'm telling you, I think it's meant to throw you for a loop here, but I like AEW because they do like ridiculous stuff. I think they are going to make the Young Bucks never be able to challenge again and then have to work around it.
For
that
sure.
Would be fun.
Joe, I like the way you think. And Ovi, thank you so much. That's Ovi Muniz from the HHW Wrestling Show, the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. He has shared the Cross from Wrestling Entertainment show on his page. So thank you very much, Ovi, for giving us that shout out. And we always shout out each other here at Clovercrest, scratching each other's backs, helping each other out here. So thank you very much for that, my friend. And Joe, like I said, I have to agree with you there that I think the FTR will win. The Young Bucks can get in there by hook or by crook eventually and get their names back into that championship picture. So overall, thanks. Does anybody else want to say anything regards to this tag team picture here? Or
we covered it.
All right, very good. Well, everyone seemed to have
your pick.
Everyone seemed to have very strong opinions, so that's what we're going with. All right, next up, we are going to dive into the Women's World Championship picture with Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose. You hear that?
I'm proud of you.
You hear that? Yeah. All right.
Are you impressed?
Thank you. Thank you. Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose here for the AEW Women's Championship. And let's dive right into this. Tyler, who do you got?
Oh, you put me first. I was really hoping to bounce off of everyone else on this one. This one's tough because I feel like every time Shida has gone up in a title defense, I have picked against her. Every single time I'm like,
and she's won.
This is the one, and she's won every single time. And oh god, I really want to pick Nyla Rose. I enjoy Nyla Rose. I think Nyla's done a great job building a character as a heel with Vicky Guerrero at her side. But I think that someone is going to get involved in this match. Someone that Nyla has crossed in the back at some point. and cost Nyla this championship, setting up another rivalry for maybe her on AEW Dark or on Dynamite. It could happen. But I am going to take Shida to retain the title in this championship.
Wow. Tyler, I'm surprised. I actually put Rose next to your name in our scorekeeping sheet here before you even started talking, so I had to change it.
Listen, I being the champion, Noah, right now, I have to retain, so I can't think as much with my heart. I have to use my brain a bit here.
Well, you're getting a little soft picking the baby face. That's all I'm saying. Like,
all
right,
like fine. No,
you got MJF over here and you're Shida over here. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But it's all right.
I'm not a mark. I don't have to like all the faces.
It's okay. You don't have to justify yourself to me, dude. You pick whoever you want. We'll jump in here to Dylan. Who do you have for this match, my friend?
This one's tough. I was surprised this was the direction they went for Full Gear, but if I had to pick, I think with Nyla Rose having Vicky Guerrero, I think Vicky aids in some way and gives Nyla the win, because the whole reason she got Vicky Guerrero was to hold a title. That was like her first statement. So I think this is what it's leading to, and Nyla gets the win again.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Fair. Yep. Split decision here. Let's see. Kyle, who do you have?
I'm going Shida. I'm pretty honestly disappointed with the build to this match, as there pretty much has been no build, which is why I kind of think Shida's just going to
build
win.
At all.
No, there's not. Exactly. Like, that's why I think Shida's going to win. There's nothing to this match. It's just a match they threw in the card to have a women's title match on.
Fair enough. Let's see here. Tyler. Oh, wait, we already went to Tyler. I apologize. Joe, you are up, sir.
Well, now that I know that there's been no build up to this fight, it tells me all I need to know. I will take the champion, Hikaru Shida.
Hey, nice. Joe said it right on his first try, Noah.
Okay, great. Thanks. Hey, listen, Tyler, you, myself, and Kyle went to school in Southington, so that's all I'm going to say. All right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I have to agree. The lack of a build here obviously changes a lot. I mean, you can't really. I don't see you being able to have this huge build. I'm sorry, not having a big build and then just jumping into a match. So I'm going to go with Shida, and I've chosen her every match we've had because I just like to disagree with Tyler. So every time Tyler can,
Noah, if I'm not wrong, that we have Dylan on an island here. Dylan, explain yourself.
I'm feeling it. I think that. I mean, yes, the lack of the build, but I feel like the lack of direction with this title period has been a downfall for the women's division. So maybe this is their spark to get something going. Nobody sees this coming, and then boom, title changes hands.
I like it.
Fair enough.
And I like it a lot, if I'm being completely honest, Dylan. So Dylan is looking to take the W early. He's the only one picking Rose there, so he's looking to get ahead of the competition.
Yeah. If there's one guy who can come out of nowhere and win a championship, that kid down there. And when we used to do WWE predictions, was in the finals every single time.
I know the wild cards.
And then you would just keep getting knocked out at the end, but you did well every single time. But Dylan is a good predictions person. Kyle has done well himself. I am the predictions champ of our old league. Noah did pretty well, but this is going to be fun.
Let's just not throw me under the bus, please. I retired as champ.
Listen, you did retire as champ. You still have the belt. Yeah, you're right.
Does.
You're right.
That's true. He never lost it, to be fair. Kyle never lost it.
That's it, Kyle. We're going to get a new AEW belt, and you can start with it, and then we will we'll start this all over again.
Very good.
Sure.
Very good. All right, let's jump into our next match here, which honestly, this one might be my second one I'm looking forward to the most in the likes of the World Title Eliminator Tournament, the final match here, and we will see Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page. Oh boy, is this match going to be good. Once best friends, now bitter rivals going against each other for a shot at the AEW World Championship. The stakes can't get any higher. Dylan, who do you have in this barn burner?
Well, I'm going to start off and say this is match of the night. No question. This is match of the night. You got two guys who have proven themselves all around the world as two of the best to ever do this. And Kenny Omega has brought back the cleaner gimmick, and he is so good when he has this persona with him. So I am taking Kenny Omega. I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth, like talking throughout the match. We're going to see a lot of, I don't know, just former stuff from them, and I think it's going to be really good.
Very good, very good. I love it. I love it there, Dylan. Let's see. Let's jump in here. Tyler, who do you have, sir?
I am very much looking forward to this match. I hope this is the last one they have against each other for a while, though, because I would like to see the two of them start helping bring up these smaller talents and enhancing those talents who may not have as big of a name as they do. Along the likes of Sonny Kiss, Joey Janela, get these guys up running for titles. And I would love to see Kenny Omega, the cleaner, win this match. I like Hangman. But Hangman's already held that title over his shoulder for a pretty decent period of time. I would love to see Kenny Omega hold it for even longer than Mr. Ambrose has. Moxley.
Yeah.
Jesus. Longer than Moxley has. Kenny deserves to be the face of this company.
Okay. Very good. Very good there. Kyle, who do you have, sir?
To be perfectly honest, I'm still not even totally sure, which is funny. I've pretty much had a pick set. I had a pick set before I came in here, but I've been going back and forth for like the last week, trying to figure out what I want to really be doing with this. Because I think I could go multiple different ways. I think Page could win, and then Omega costs him his world title match, and then they end up just feuding after. I definitely think Omega could win and just end up winning the world title as well. I think I'm gonna stick with my gut and go Page.
We have dissension in the ranks.
Hey, you gotta have it. Kyle said, "You know what, Dylan, in the last one, I'm gonna go for it." And now Kyle said, "Not today, not today." Joe, who do you have here, my friend?
Oh, is Joe frozen? I can't tell if he's frozen here. I think Joe might be frozen. Let's check. Hold on. We have a way to check this. Let's just pull the picture down.
Yeah.
There he is, frozen in space.
We'll get Joe's pick on this right after. However, I have to stick with the train here. As Tyler would say, Noah likes to take the easy picks. I'm gonna go with Kenny Omega here. Kenneth. Yeah. I'm sorry. He's Kenny freaking Omega. This guy is I don't even have to say anything else. I said that's the last time we were choosing a Kenny match. He's Kenny freaking Omega. You don't have to justify it any more than that. He is an absolute machine. He's called the best bout machine for a reason. He has five-star matches like every other day on nights where it's just like, all right, this will be a good match. And then the next thing you know, you're like, Kenny Omega is the greatest wrestler that ever walked the earth. He's Kenny freaking Omega. He's winning this match. He's going to go up there, and then he's going to win the AEW World Championship. As a marquee Kenny Omega fan, I wanted this to happen a long time ago, and it's hopefully finally going to happen. Joe, it seems you're back. Welcome back, sir.
Yes, thank you. I've got just a quick thought on this fight. Kenny Omega. Omega is the beginning, and he's going to end Hangman Page.
Oh, boy.
See that?
Wait a minute. So once again, we have someone on an island.
Yep.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
It's time to explain yourself, Mr. Torres.
I just am kind of leaning towards the fact that Page will become this close to being world champion just for Omega to take it away from him. That's just kind of where I'm going with that.
All right. So you think he's not going to ultimately win the title?
No.
All right. So this eliminator's been for nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, we've gotten some good matches out of this eliminator.
We have. Especially with Phoenix and Penta, seeing that whole storyline play out. That has been a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Man, that's 2 islands. You two are setting up to be champion right here.
Yeah,
I gotta make a move.
I was gonna say, to be honest, these two are playing it smart. You and I are just like,
Listen, a tie goes to the champ, so.
Well, right now.
You are correct. That is the stipulation.
If we play by our old rules. You know what? Yeah. We're going to come up with some new school rules for our AEW picks, and we're going to make this interesting. Maybe we can even get the fans involved in the future.
Oh, absolutely. Getting fans involved, getting everybody involved. One thing I want to get involved here is our friends over at Clovercrest Media, who always do a great job of helping us put on our shows, Baseball with the Bard, Crossum Wrestling Entertainment, and all those great things. We want to show you a quick video package that we have to give a shout out to our good friends at clovercrestmedia.com.
I would just like to point out that a few weeks ago, Jace said that Mac Jones was garbage.
Hurry up here for Alabama. Play action. Mac Jones wants it all. Long ball, man there. Got him. Mechie, touchdown.
I'm not sold on Mac Jones.
In the red zone, Alabama with 3 minutes and change remaining in the half. Jones fires to the corner. Devontae Smith. Touchdown, Alabama.
When I was 12 years old, I became a Jack Nicholson superfan. This happened almost overnight on an evening in February 1997 when I first saw The Shining.
Here's Johnny!
In those 20-plus years, I never stopped being a Jack superfan.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Get ready for You Don't Know Jack, hosted by me. Subscribe today on your favorite podcast platform.
Clovercrest Media Group presents a CMG podcast. Keys to the City.
Keys to the city, baby. When you see us, so you know.
Crossed up by Kobe, little floater to Shaq, and then Shaq goes like this, and the rest is history. Pay attention. Don't tell me what to do, Devil Woman. But speaking of those Lakers, but I hold on, stun. But I didn't make my. I didn't make my. I said Denver's gonna win. Yeah, you did. You said that.
There's no other show like that. Clovercrest is doing great things right now.
Streaming everywhere.
And thank you very much to Clovercrest Media for helping us have this platform to bring forward all the things we love, like all things all elite. And let's dive right back into the action with a match that has a lot surrounding it, a lot going into it, in the likes of Chris Jericho versus MJF. Tyler, I can see you dancing in your chair.
Oh boy.
So excited to talk about this. I'll let you go first. And don't forget, if MJF wins this match, he can become a member of the Inner Circle. Tyler, who's winning?
Oh, you know I'm excited about this one, but I'm not going to give you my reason until the very end. I want to be I can't give anyone a little ammo here. I need all of the ammo for the buckshot at the very end. Chris Jericho versus MJF has been such a controversial rivalry in the wrestling world. People either love it or they hate it. There's really no one that's just like, There's no one who really just doesn't give a damn about it. Or give a damn about how it turns out. I am so excited. These are two of my top 3 favorite wrestlers in the entire business right now. MJF is by far the best heel, and Chris Jericho is by far one of the best on the mics to ever do it. And both of them in the ring are some of the most technical guys that we can see of all time in AEW. So I'm very excited to see how this pours out. But without giving my answer to why just yet, I am taking MJF in this match.
Wait, okay. I have a question.
I have an answer.
What is the Inner Circle?
That is Chris Jericho's faction of wrestlers that MJF really, he just wants to be, he wants to fit in. He wants to be a part of this team, and everyone except Jericho doesn't want him to be a part of it.
Wow.
Yes.
Sorry I asked. I can't believe that's a thing. It's like a high school clique in wrestling. Is that basically what you're telling me?
Yeah, they're just like, you can't sit with us. Let me just give you a quick look at how this rivalry has gone.
It gets better by the minute.
Great stuff.
They had Le Dinner Debonair, where they basically sat down and had a steak dinner, which turned into them singing "Me and My Shadow" while having a bunch of fake Rockettes dance with them. It's been one of the best moments of Dynamite, and it's so much fun to watch. But yeah, MJF definitely. Joe, just without knowing anything, can you go next?
I was just going to say yes.
Yeah, I would love to, because I've got a lot of insight on this fight. I now understand how important this Inner Circle is to Jericho. And you know me, I like stipulations. So if MJF wins, he gets to be in the Inner Circle. And this is simple, boys. He's not getting in this time.
Aww.
It'll happen later on in 2021, but MJF will not win this fight, and he will not get to be in the Inner Circle, much to his chagrin.
Damn.
Strong words. Tyler's heart is broken, Joe. I hope you know what you just did.
No, he'll get in later, Tyler. It's fine.
All right.
Just not this weekend.
All right, maybe next weekend.
Maybe.
Oh Lord, Kyle, who do you have, my friend?
I'm picking MJF. I think MJF will be in the inner circle. I think for a very short time, but I think he'll be there maybe for a couple months or so, and then get kicked out for whatever reason.
It's not going to go well for him.
I'm
then.
so excited for him to be in it. I just want it so bad.
Me too. I'm for it.
Yes, absolutely. Dylan.
All right, this is a tough one for me. These are probably two of
your
favorite guys in AEW, and I was so excited when they announced this match because they had their whole debate, and I was whoa. So yeah, I don't know which way to lean if I'm being honest. I think I feel like I need to see what happens on Wednesday to pick a side because that's going to be so important. I know MJF said he's willing to do anything to win. I don't know if Chris Jericho is willing to do anything to win because it seems like he wants MJF in the inner circle, but he also doesn't want another loss on his record because he's lost a couple times this year that I'm sure he probably in his mindset wouldn't have liked. For this reason, I think this is just me personally wanting this so badly. I'm picking MJF.
Yeah.
Because I would love to see him a part of the inner circle. Where that leaves Wardlow, I don't know. Where that leaves the rest of the inner circle, I don't know. Is this the beginning of the end of the inner circle? I really hope not. But I think you got to give the people what they want. They say it every week for Orange Cassidy. You got to give the people what they want.
No,
MJF
absolutely.
and Chris Jericho is gold. And I'd love to see it every week.
I love it, Dylan. I love it. I love the emotion that you have in this make or break match. I mean, this is career defining right here to see who's going to get to be in the inner circle. I'm going to book the match here as a fantasy book, as we like to do as the Marquee Wrestling fans that we are sometimes. I'm going to say this. I think they are going to play this match like MJF being somewhat of an underdog. Like the other members of the inner circle are going to be out there trying to prevent him from being in it because they want Jericho's love for themselves. But MJF is just going to have those little kick out moments and those moments where the fans are going to be on the edge of their seats like, wait, is he really going to do it? And then when he wins, I would want nothing more in the world than for Taz to be like, oh, the ultimate underdog MJF overcame the odds and has made it into the inner circle. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I would want nothing more than that. So with that being said, I'm picking MJF, and I hope to God it is in that fashion where they're like, oh, this and that and blah, blah, blah. So now we have Joe.
This is the biggest MJF leader right here.
Now we have Joe as on the island on his own. And now, Joe, I'm not going to ask you to explain yourself unless you have something you want to say.
Oh, I certainly do. Look, look, I said this before. I'll say it again. I know MJF wants to be in the inner circle. This is just too easy right now. To me, this is a better storyline for later in the year. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is all nonsense. Don't you understand that? I don't know, man. I feel like you guys might have convinced me, but just because I want Noah to possibly get ahead of me because he's picked right along with me so far. Tyler, have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah. He's going to be like glue.
This is either where he takes the lead on me or where he drops behind me again. So I'm definitely going with my man Jericho.
Now, I said I would give a reason as to why I took MJF. And Noah, I thought for a second you were going to steal my thunder there, but that you didn't say exactly what I'm thinking. I think,
which is a rarity.
Based on, I'm sorry, yeah, right. I know we're usually right on the exact same page. I think MJF wins this fight, and notice. Down here I wrote, if MJF wins, he can join the inner circle. I think MJF wins and is just like, I don't need you, Jericho. I never needed you. This was all to prove that MJF is the most seen marquee wrestler of AEW and doesn't need the Inner Circle. And then he gets jumped by the Inner Circle and gets his ass kicked at the end of the match. But I think he wins and cuts a fierce promo. Maybe the Inner Circle gets ejected from this match, so that doesn't happen. So they all have to be backstage so he can pin him clean and say, go to like shake his hand like, thanks for the invite, but no thanks. MJF is going for a title in this division, and it's without you. 100%. This is the push I've been waiting for MJF, and who better to put over a young star like MJF than Le Champion, one of the greatest of all time, Chris Jericho.
Absolutely. All right, Tyler. I can see you're excited for this, which means we might have to watch this show, so we can see your genuine reaction there.
We'll do a live reaction.
I'm ready for this one. And honestly, I don't know if I'm looking more forward to the possibility of MJF losing and seeing your reaction to how like depressed you are going to be,
I've gone real hard on this win.
Or to see how happy you would be if MJF were to actually win. So we will see what happens in that one. We spent a good amount of time on that. So let's roll over into this next bout here with Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. As we all may know, the last time they tried to have a match, it did not go well, nor did it go as planned. As they took a big dive off of a cherry picker or a lift through a table, and Matt Hardy's banged his head very, very aggressively onto the concrete.
For 40 seconds.
It was a scary moment. They had to stop the match. So we hope to have a much nicer match here, and obviously get to finish it and see what they had in store for us the last time they wanted to go toe-to-toe. So with that being said, let's dive into this. Dylan, who do you have for this Ultimate Deletion match?
Well, first of all, I want to start off with some questions because I did not know this was happening at first here. So first of all, Elite Deletion. Is this going to be a filmed match like the Hardy Compound type thing? Is that?
But that is what it sounds like.
I think that's a safe bet.
That's guess, right?
Yeah.
So following that, I'd have to imagine that they wanted to end the storyline where they did, but because Matt was injured, it was kind of thrown up in the air, and I don't think they have further direction for Sammy other than being a part of the Inner Circle. So I hope this is at the Hardy Compound, so this makes it an easy guess. So I'm going Matt Hardy.
Oh, it will be.
I think it has to.
Okay. Tyler, you're chiming in here. Who do you have?
Yeah, no, this feels pretty easy. I think Matt Hardy is going to have him at the compound, and we're going to get a lot of
Senor Benjamin going to make an appearance.
And all of the children and characters of the Hardy compound. Maybe we'll see Bray Wyatt rise up out of the swamp.
Yeah, right.
And we will get to see that. No, I'm kidding, obviously. But I think this is not going to be much of a fight. I think Sammy's going to be absolutely petrified at the Hardy compound. And Matt is going to get a quick and easy dub in this hopefully cinematic match.
Okay, I love it. Kyle, who do you have, my friend?
I'm a big fan of these cinematic matches, so I'm very much looking forward to this match. I think it's going to be really fun. As Dylan said earlier, I'm looking forward to potentially seeing Senor Benjamin. He's my favorite character of the whole Hardy thing. I love him. I think he's great. Definitely, this is another gimme. It's Matt Hardy.
What's the lawnmower called?
It's the mower of lawns. I was just about to make that comment.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. Joe.
Joe knows so much about the Hardy compound.
All right. I don't know what the Hardy compound is. I don't know what you're talking about when you're saying like pre-recorded or whatever the case. I don't know what Elite Deletion is. I don't know who Sammy Guevara is, but I do know Matt Hardy, and I do think Matt Hardy wins.
Okay.
Based on him being the only thing I'm actually aware of about this entire match.
The only person on the screen that Joe recognizes.
Also, no, listen, I do know. Well, here's what I do know. I do know the beating that he took, and I know that I guess it wasn't part of the act.
No.
Right?
No.
That he
was legitimately unconscious.
I don't see where it would be to the I don't even want to say the name of the federation because I think they suck, but I think that those 3 letters, I think that they've got to make it up to Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this is happening, if I had to guess.
Could be. I don't know. I think this is just them trying to end a storyline.
Right. So what are the chances then that Sammy would beat the living Jesus out of Matt Hardy again?
Low. Well, Matt did end up winning that match, actually, Joe, because he came back to consciousness and refused doctor care, and they restarted the match. And he ended up climbing up a massive metal beam and tossing Sammy from the top of it. So, yeah, even though he almost died, he still finished the match.
I don't know if I want to call that a win. There was no like pinfall or none. Just said, "Oh yeah, we're actually stopping."
That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, so I think this is a closer.
Fair enough.
I'm with Dylan because he seems to know more than everybody else.
Well, thank you.
No offense, Kyle.
Fair
Kyle's
enough.
Offended.
I am going to dive in, and I'm going to jump on the Hardy train here. I thought about going against the grain to try and give myself a little bit of an edge.
I'm putting you on an island.
It just doesn't make any sense. I'm going to go with Matt Hardy here. I just can't see him losing. He's Matt freaking Hardy, especially if it's going to be a cinematic match, as we're expecting to be this elite deletion of him, him at the Hardy compound, going in there and having a lot of tricks up his sleeve to be able to best Sammy Guevara. So I could just see that happening. It just doesn't make sense to have him lose a match that's literally after him. Like it's his name, it's his shtick, it's his gimmick.
And in the past, anytime there's been one of these matches, it goes in the name. Except, well, I take it back because in Britt Baker's case, that she lost. But
she did get drugged.
Right.
So.
True, she did get stabbed by a needle.
So she got that. So I would count that as like a half. So
I was gonna say it usually goes in the favor of whoever's match it is.
Valid, and that's true. And in both cases of both companies, it would
right.
What you were saying would be correct. So, with that being said, very good combo there. Let's dive into one match that I am excited about. My match of the night, if you ask me, in the TNT Championship, Cody versus Darby Allin. I'm so excited. I love Cody. I love Darby Allin. I know Kyle is a huge Darby Allin fan. So, Kyle, who do you have in this match?
As you said, Darby Allin, top 3 people that I love in this company to death. I think he's incredible. My personal opinion here, I feel like there's no way they have him lose to Cody again. So I'm gonna go Darby.
Ooh. Okay. Do you have a why?
I just don't think that they'll give him another L. And also, I don't know. I think it's time. I think we could do this now. I don't know.
All right. I like it.
Maybe it's a hard pick. Maybe I shouldn't be doing it. But that's where I'm leaning, I guess.
There's nothing wrong with that, Joe.
All right. Understanding that everything I know about this wrestling is based on what I hear you guys talk about on this show.
Yep.
As an off-air producer mostly, and so. For anybody wondering at home. So I don't know much about what's going on here, but it seems like this Darby Allin Cody thing has been something I've been hearing you guys talk about from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
This seemed like where it was heading. I have to assume they've been setting Darby Allin up to take the championship. It's your big pay-per-view. I have to believe Darby Allin's taking this. And is that what Darby Allin looks like? I don't even know. Yeah. I've never seen his face.
Yeah, he's spooky.
It's a scary dude. Yeah, I think he's going to have.
He's also really small, though.
He's got to beat Cody.
Really small.
He's really small.
Yeah, but he's a monster of some sort.
Joe, imagine if Victor was like 5 feet tall.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. He's really skinny, man.
Absolutely. Good, Joe. Yeah, no, that's true. We have been talking about Cody for a while. It wouldn't make sense that this build would lead to a big championship change. So I can't disagree with your point there. Tyler, who do you have, sir?
Oh, man. I feel like just to spite Noah, I always pick against Cody. And because that's Noah's favorite. That's his guy. I just, as much as I like Darby Allin, I don't see him beating Cody. I can't I can't make that match happen in my head where he has some opportunity to beat Cody unless someone gets involved in this match and costs Cody the title somehow. So
that never happens.
Yeah, but I just hope the Dark Order keeps their face out of it this time and doesn't get involved. So I got to take Cody. I'm taking Cody with a win here. And just get away from Darby and OC and move on to a fresh face for this TNT title, something new.
Okay, I love it. And let's see here, Dylan.
Well, here I was thinking I was going. Well, now I'm going against the grain, but I thought this was an easier match to predict. How do you have this dog collar match? Whoever comes out victorious, you look very strong. And Cody is that guy who just not only won back his title, but came out victorious against a monster figure in Brody Lee. And what is stopping him? I really don't think Darby Allin has enough momentum to say. I don't think I love Darby Allin. I really do. I just don't think he's got himself in a spot yet where he's the guy who takes the title off Cody. So I'm going with Cody just because of how well booked he is looking.
Ooh, there is a contention in the household, ladies and gentlemen.
Contention in the house.
Your mom is mother. You. I love it. I love that his mom is dogging him live.
She's against me. She's
awesome.
She goes, I don't even watch with you guys, but I'm taking Darby because I've seen him live that one time in Waterbury.
Wow.
That's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
As we know, a house divided shall not stand. So, Dylan, I mean, you got stuff going on at home.
Yeah,
obviously, Mom's picking one, you're picking the other. We'll see who wins this one. I'm excited now to see the outcome of this match. Hold on, I got to make another bar here of Dylan's mom.
Yeah, I'm with your mom.
Yeah,
she chooses Darby, and we'll see who takes that one, and we'll get those results
in my house at least for this match.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know, man. You know what they say? Mom knows best, man.
She does. She does. It's tough to go against her now.
I'm so glad that your mom chimed in. Because listen,
I was literally about to click on it, and then it was on the screen. I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
Bill beat me to it."
I apologize. I had to jump you. I don't even know Dylan, but I knew that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought I got to get that on the screen immediately.
Oh yeah. I saw that pop up. I'm like, as soon as I'm talking about it has to be Cody.
That was great.
Nice. Very good. I don't know if I can't top that. I'll just say I'm going to go with Cody.
Oh, obviously. Okay.
I was expecting this. We got very split. This is the most split one we've had for.
We have a 50-50 chance here if we're counting Melinda there. That's 3-3.
3-3. So I'm going Cody. There's no real surprise there, but with that being said, let's dive into what I'll say is going to be the main event of the evening and a match that is barn burner. I just heard a big sigh from Kyle because he just has so much emotion into this one, as the AEW World Championship match will be Jon Moxley, the AEW World Champion, putting his championship on the line against Eddie Kingston in an I Quit match. Here, what I will say will main event AEW Full Gear. Kyle, I heard that big sigh. I know you're an Eddie Kingston fan since he started early on in his indie career, and now he's on this big stage going up against Moxley for a huge championship. Who do you have?
Dude, this hurts, man. I'm not even gonna lie. This is really hard because I really, really want to pick with my heart here, man. I really do.
Do it.
No, I can't, man. I can't. It hurts. I can't do it. Mox, man.
He doesn't want to talk about it. He's like, just move on.
Yeah, just move on, man. I'm good. No more.
Hold on. We're not Kyle. Listen, you have been an Eddie Kingston fan. I know you were the one that educated me on who Eddie Kingston was early on when he came to AEW, and you're just gonna turn your back on him like that?
Wow.
I need you to apologize right now.
I can't do it, man. I can't.
All right.
Don't put me on the spot, man. It hurts. It hurts too bad. Hurts too bad.
We can move on there, Kyle, but if Eddie Kingston ever watches this, he's gonna know.
Eddie, I love you, man. I don't mean it. I just don't think it's time.
Fair enough. Let's dive in here with Dylan. Who do you have?
All right, I gotta admit this. This might be the first main event of an AEW pay-per-view that I'm not like really like into as much. I personally personally, I'm not the biggest Eddie Kingston fan. And I think Moxley's title reign's been going on a little too long. Personally, MJF should have been the guy to take it, but that's behind us. So I'm not as invested, but the I Quit definitely adds interest to it. So they were smart in doing so. I don't think the whole angle makes sense to begin with. He got like choked out. He passed out. You lose the match. So that is what it is. I'm picking Moxley because I don't see Eddie Kingston winning this match. And then Kenny Omega is going to face Jon Moxley in what was a great match when they had it. Was it what pay-per-view did they face off at? Was
that also Full
Double
Gear?
or Nothing?
Right at the beginning.
Full Gear.
It was early.
It was
early on.
I thought it was Double or Nothing.
I forget. We'll have to look it up. We'll talk about it on the next show. I forget. What was it? Moxley versus
Omega.
I'm not sure, but let's see what Joe.
It was a good match. Yeah. So I would not mind
find that out.
Kind of a match. So
it was Full Gear 2019.
It was Full Gear. Okay. So
yes. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Kyle. See, as I said, Kyle has a very deep wrestling knowledge there. So Kyle had the answer.
So yeah, I'm gonna stick with Jon Moxley retains in the main event.
Very good, very good. Joe, what are you thinking here, my friend?
Well, without Melinda having chimed in yet, I'm still a little on the fence. her son Dylan certainly made some valid points, but I think I'm going to do what Kyle couldn't do, and I'm going to go with his heart. And I'm going to pick Eddie Kingston for you, Kyle.
Wow. I appreciate that.
Even though he's probably not going to win, I feel like one of us has to pick him. It'll be me. For you, though.
Hey, if you get the dub for me, congrats. Kudos to you.
He's like, please. Yeah.
Kyle, if I get the W for it, I'll let you lift my hand up.
Oh, I got you.
How's that?
Yeah.
Kyle, live from Clovercrest Studios next week.
Look at that. I mean, we have a lot of crazy stuff happening here. I love it. Joe is going all in with his pick there of Kingston. I love to see it. However, I'm going to have to stick with the way the train is going. And that means I am going to go with Jon Moxley. I just can't do it. Do it. I have to go with Jon Moxley because I think he's going to lose to Kenny Omega. And I think no matter what happens, Kenny Omega is going to win this championship. And he's not going to beat Kingston because they're not going to do that to Kingston, have him win, then immediately lose like a month later.
Tell him, Tyler.
2 months
now,
later.
Noah, you know I like to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Mr. Kingston. From the second he made that debut on the main roster, I said, this guy needs a title. He is incredibly well perceived by the fan base. If you are a heel, you should be booed. And he is one of the few heels in wrestling right now that consistently gets booed every time he's doing something. And he gets the cheers from fans like me and Kyle. Like we like him because we don't fully buy into all the kayfabe and stuff like that. We enjoy wrestlers for what they give us. But I think there's a little something going on behind the scenes right now that we may not know about. I'll put this conspiracy theory out there. The reason that it is a I Quit match is because Moxley needs some time off, because there might be a little Moxley in the future with Renee Young not doing any work right now. Maybe they're trying to make a family. If there's an I Quit match for a reason, Kingston doesn't have anywhere to go. Where would he be going? Why would they do an I Quit match for Kingston? So I think they need a good reason to have Jon Moxley off of television for a little while and then come back in some sort of triumphant return to regain the title. So I am taking Eddie Kingston on mere speculation. And with that, I will.
I can't wait for you to be so wrong, because that sounds terrible. Like,
where did that even come from?
Yeah.
My ass.
Yeah. That is probably the worst AEW prediction I've ever heard. That was.
I'm clipping that sentence right there for next week when Eddie Kingston is the AEW World Champion.
I love it.
I'm flipping
that moment.
I want you to get some sort of I told you so for when that.
And listen, we mentioned it earlier. A tie goes to the champion. I don't want a tie. I don't want a count out. I want to win by decision. I am taking Eddie.
Well, you're gonna lose by decision. Come.
Ooh,
Hey,
I'm flipping that
Tyler.
too. I'm flipping that. That's getting clipped.
I gotta tell you, based on everything I've learned from having been a part of this show for the first 500 episodes or whatever we're at,
15, but yeah,
give or take.
yeah, same difference. I think there's something to that. You know, again, when they add stipulations, there's probably a bigger story. There's a bigger story, and again, sometimes, like you're saying, Tyler, it's got nothing to do even with the writing
real life.
or it's literally about real life. I think you could be onto something here. And Dylan, you said it really well earlier. I think the Moxley reign's gotten to the point where, like, yeah, okay, now what?
Tired of it.
This is getting boring, and I don't even watch this crap. And I'm already over Moxley, and I think he's had the belt for too long, too.
Can you imagine Eddie Kingston with his band of misfit troops with the AEW strap over his shoulder? What an incredible heel faction that would be. And then we can get Penta and Ray, once they're all healed up and ready to go, going for the titles, or even Butcher and Blade going for the title. I don't care who it is. We get gold on all these guys. One of them maybe wins the title from Cody, and we get all the gold, just like we got with in NXT with Shock the System winning all of the gold in one good run. Dude, I would love a heel faction to get the first run at all of the gold. And I said, 3-4 weeks ago that maybe it would be the Dark Order that was going to do it. Nah, they've become a joke. It is now time for these guys, the real indie guys, the bad guys of the business, to win those belts, starting with their fearless leader, Eddie Kingston.
Dylan, you disagreed with that. What do you got?
I disagree with all of that. I just don't see that happening. First of all, he's got 2 tag teams with him. So there's no way. I mean, you could do Penta and Ray. One of them goes for the TNT title, but
exactly.
I want them to be tag champs. They
are
very good. They are very good. And I don't see Butcher and Blade winning the tag titles anytime soon. They could in the future, but I think in the here and now, they wouldn't be the team to do it. So for that, your fantasy of them winning all the titles, not going to happen. If you want a group to do that, you missed the boat with the Inner Circle or the Elite. Those are the 2 groups that you would have started off doing that with. But this company's too new to have that, especially with NXT doing it. And again, Eddie Kingston just is not. I think the I Quit was just to draw attention to this match. You got dream matches all throughout this card, and you need something to make this match stick out. Because it has to main event. It's the world title. So that's the I Quit stipulation.
Okay.
Baby Moxley incoming.
Fair enough. All right. Well, hey, very quickly, I want to go around. Give me your quick take. What do you think is going to steal the show? We've kind of broached on a little bit, but Tyler, what's stealing the show?
Jericho and MJF.
Fair. Dylan?
I'm going Kenny and Hangman.
Kyle?
The dream match, FTR versus the Bucks.
Joe, do you have something you think might steal the show?
Yeah, Eddie Kingston winning the friggin' title, you guys. What are you kidding me? It's brilliant.
Fair enough. I'm going to have to say, I think, honestly, Cody and Darby will steal the show with Darby's quick offense and Cody's just polarization of being Cody freaking Rhodes. I'm excited to see that match go down, and I'm even more excited to see AEW Full Gear go down. You can catch AEW Full Gear this Saturday, November 7th. Main show starts at 8 p.m. The pre-show, the buy-in, will start at 7 p.m. You can watch this show either on BR Live in the U.S., regular pay-per-view television, or Fight TV if you're in the U.K., because we obviously have a huge base of UK fans that watch Crossroad Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah,
so make sure you tune in, check that out. We'll be watching, and we'll be right back here next week to cover all of the action that happened on AEW Full Gear. So with that being said, thanks for joining us. We can't wait to see you next week. Watch Full Gear. We'll talk all about it. I'm Noah Cross, Tyler Barr, joined with Joe, Kyle, and Dylan. We will see you all next time. Thank you.
You're listening to the Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment Podcast.